I've been experimenting with bobbin lace and some materials to make some flower sculptures. The aim was to get some flower sculptures which are airy, light and joyful, and so you will see now my first attempt on it. Hello, my name is Uli Baisi. I'm a contemporary lace maker and I'm happy to welcome you here. I'm in Portugal and really autumn, winter weather has started. We have rain, which is not normal at this time of the year, quite a lot, so it really rained constantly and I wasn't about to film anything. So I started experimenting. I've got an idea for something for long years. When I lived in the UK, I was member of the Devon Guild of Craftsmen. It's a wonderful guild for crafters, and it's really high quality. And in one of the summer fairs, I have seen a textile artist. Her name is Liz Cooksey, and this. Her work really fascinated me. It fascinated me because she made with crochet and wire really wonderful flower sculptures. They were airy, they were light, they were just joy for me, and so I thought they are just miraculous and I want to do something like this. Yeah, we need sometimes the ideas of others to go our own ways, and but it took now long years. I've started, of course, just imitating and crocheting around some wire, but I'm not a crocheter. Sorry, that's nothing for me. It didn't fit me, and the work wasn't good, so I left this behind. But I still kept the card of her, and it was all the year in my thread rack next to my desk, and I had always a look at it. That's now 9-10 years ago, and with this weather I thought, well, I could have a look at it and could start this and see what's coming out. And well, I first followed in principle her steps. I used thread and wire and put the wire inside a roll and laced it, but it didn't come out the way I liked it. You know, when I made the necklaces, when I explained how I make the cord, you can also put something inside, and so I put the wire inside, and that was, well, the outcome was not nice. Wire was you could see, and I tried then to cut here and there. Well, never mind. So I decided to give it another try, and I thought of paper, wire and lace. As you know, I've worked also with toilet paper, and I just tried to put the lace in the middle, then some paper, and outside the wire to hold the form. But well, either the paper, well, I could have experimented more to get a better result on the paper. That's no discussion, but I think the paper and the wire didn't fit. It was something, the wire, I didn't like the wire, basically. So I went on and thought, well, I've worked so much with resin, why don't I give it a chance? And then I came up with a method how it could work. And this I will show you now in the coming film. Have fun and go on with lacing. To make a resin lace flower, I need some preparations before. For holding the flower, I need a stem, and as the stem I'm using wire. And if I'm taking it out of the roll, it's all bended. And I have looked up on YouTube, and they showed me what to do. So I need a vise, and the other side of the wire is going into my drill. Here you see me putting the drill into the wire into the drill. And now it's going on the other side into the vise. And then I'm drilling the wire, and all the bendings are going, and it will be absolutely straight and much stronger. Well, I have to thank you, YouTube, to get me onto this idea. Here you see it's drilled, and the wire doesn't have any bending, and in a minute I will take it out. Here I've taken it out, and you see it's absolutely straight and much more strength. The second tool I'm needing is lamination foil. Lamination foil is pretty strong and it's clear, so if I put resin on, it will be shiny, and it can it does like heat. So this is the reason I'm taking this lamination foil as a base of a mold. And now I have, you see the drawing of a Christmas tree I've laced, and for the mold I'm doing an outline around it where I want the mold, the resin, be. So this paper, well, I'm doing a star as well in a moment, and this paper is very good because I can lay it underneath of the plastic of the lamination foil, and then I can use a glue gun. The glue is silicone, and I can go with the glue gun around the lines to make the borders of the mold. Here you see I'm busy with the glue gun and going around. Along the outlines, I'm doing it for several times, going along, and then the glue has to cool down. You see on the left it's clear, and on the right the Christmas tree is white. That means it is cold and strong. Here you see me taking the wire. The wire is needed for the stem, as I said, and now I'm gluing it in, and this form will be a circle with an inner circle. And now I'm sticking a new. I'm taking out the hairs of the glue. You know, this always happening. I know with this method the rim will not be exact. It will always be looking a bit of how would I say, boho, or it's not exact. It looks a bit improvised, but I think it's a quite good way. I like it. You see now here there's the Christmas tree in, and you see the wire as a stem, and I've put some resin in. The problem with my resin, it's not clear. You know, it has a kind of reddish color. My resin is quite old, about 10-11 years, and this resin is gone through minus degrees until 45 degrees, so I couldn't protect it, and with this it's gone, it has changed the color. I've tried to make to get out some bulbs, and yeah, that's it. Some of the resin will go over the glue. I'm not sure why, but that was what happened. And also I had a problem with my fine scale. The fine scale was going mad and not showing the right amount, and so the mixture was wrong. Resin you can get in very different ways. You can get resin, you normally use it for that you have two different parts which you are mixing. Mine is being mixed 2 to 1, and so the scale was wrong, and it didn't cool. It didn't dry really, and that made a lot of problems. I tried to repair it, but what's gone you can't repair. So basically what you're seeing here right now, I had to throw this one away. The other ones I could rescue a little bit, but they are not good. You see on the left I didn't take out the glue, and on the left corner of the Christmas tree you see it's empty. That was where this faulty resin was, and in the middle one, that one, I have taken out the glue, so I have to do it around. If you come onto the idea to do this as well, don't do it, because the resin is flowing under the dry resin, and there will be bulbs happening, and it will not be casting the whole resin. It will just stay in some corners, and it will not look good. There are resins which are drying really fast. I wouldn't go for it, because then you have the time to adjust the lace or whatever you are doing in, and you are not under time pressure. So I have to wait 24 hours. Here you see I'm taking this off from the lamination foil, and I'm taking off the you see there's some resin leaked, which I'm cutting off now with a cutter, and then I will just go off with the glue, with the silicone. Because it has been twice resined, it's quite thick. That's not ideal. I made before another batch. This is much thinner and they are looking much nicer. You will see later. You see, it's not really a problem taking off the silicone. So here you see there are some bulbs inside and bubbles, and here I'm with taking off the resin, which is gone over the silicone, and yeah, I'm cutting off the resin here, and there's still inside resin which hasn't dried because of the wrong mixture. So the stem, the wire, will not hold, and it's quite heavy. It's a shame because I liked this Christmas tree, and here you see the star, and you see for the twice resin on it. And this is one I've made before. I've forgotten to put a stem in. This is one with which looks quite nice. I've used older lace, and this one, it looks like a lolly or a poppy. I like this one quite much. And here you can see it in front of a window. I think I'm coming nearer with the idea of this fluffy, and here I've tried a little bit of a bracelet, and here is something of a try of a leaf, which I think looks quite well. So here you see them all four popped up together. And there's another one I've made, and all these 5 again. And here's another try to present them. There's the star. And you see I have wriggled them a little bit around, that as they are alive in the wind. I think for the first attempt it's not so bad. I would do some other things, well, but it's the first try, so I'm coming nearer to my idea what it could be. There's the one I've laced at the start. Sorry, that's the sky. Here it is. I think that's still better. I wish you a good time. Have fun and go on with experimenting.